Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today for this little yoga mat test. So a big part of our yoga practice is our mat, and different styles, thicknesses, lengths, and things of mats can help you for different sorts of practices or to fit your individual and unique needs. So today I just wanted to quickly go through a few different kinds of mats that I have and which one is my favorite. It might surprise you. We have a few like name brand, big top brand yoga mats and a few on the cheaper kind of not as well known side. So stick with me and find out what I like about each of these mats. So just a really quick rundown of which mats I use for which purposes and which brands I like better. This was one of the cheapest mats I've ever gotten, and it was from TJ Maxx. It is like a fake cork mat. Now, I don't have a real cork mat. I've heard they're amazing. Let me know if you like them. This is a fake one, and I just like how thin it is because I use this as my outdoor travel mat. So it rolls up super tight. There's like sand all over this right now. It rolls up really tight and compact, and you can even make it smaller than this. So this is really nice for sticking in a bag or just taking with you because it's so light and it does the trick. This next mat is Manduka. So Manduka is a very popular brand, and I hate to say it, I don't like this mat. I asked for this mat for Christmas a few years ago. So stoked to get it. I waited to get it, and it just has never ever worked that well for me. So they say you're supposed to use, like, you have to get it ready for practice using salt. You have to kind of wear it in, and it just never ever worked. I don't know if I did that process wrong. I tried it a few times, but it never got its grippiness factor that I need. Okay, a lot of times I practice outside. I'm a very sweaty person. My hands and my feet tend to slip a lot. So I thought that getting a more expensive mat, a more popular brand, would help me with this issue. And for me, this one did not. Now, I do enjoy how thick this one is. This one does give you a lot of padding, a lot of cushion for your knees and your joints. So that is very nice. If you're not looking for something to help you not stick, I do like this mat for its cushioning properties. But if you are a sweaty girly or boy like me, I would not recommend this one. And I will show you at the end my favorite one for this exact reason. This next one, you'll see I have used this recently. My husband also used this one when we went to a yoga class together. It is a Gaiam mat. Gaiam? I like this one as well. This one kind of almost the same thing for me. I think I slip a little bit less on this one than the Manduka, but I honestly don't use these very often at all. Like when reaching for a mat other than my tippy top favorite brand of mat, I would tend to go for my travel mat, the really thin one, and put an extra blanket underneath versus these, because this to me, because I'm already hot and sweaty right now, this to me does not have any grip. It's like a rubber material. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the feeling of it. And it has like these little ridges, if you can see. It has these little ridges that I'm just not a fan of the feeling of it on my fingers. It almost is like acupressure points, like an acupressure, which could be good for certain things. But again, another top name brand that I have heard so many good things about and that a lot of people love, and I just don't. And now for the good stuff. You can see I take this one everywhere. If you ever practice with me here on Yoga with Paige, you know that this is my top mat. I use it in every single one of my classes, and it is Clever Yoga. So this brand I don't think it's very popular. I haven't really heard a ton about it, but it is my favorite brand ever for a yoga mat. This one, I never ever really slip. I think I've maybe slipped once or twice, and I've actually been so surprised. It seems like you would slip because it's such a smooth feeling material, But fear not, you do not slip. With all of the creases and all of my prints, my sweat marks, you can tell that this is a much, much loved mat. It is way more broken in than the other ones. I will say the only thing about this one is that it is way thinner. So I will stack these mats on top of each other so you can see the difference in length and in thickness. This one is a little bit thinner, so a lot of times I take their yoga mat towel, also by Clever Yoga, and I will put this underneath or on top just to give myself a little extra padding, and you will see that this can be a yoga mat in itself. I have used this as a yoga mat at the beach a lot of times because it is so easy to wash. You literally can just throw this in your washing machine and it's that simple. So I take this to the beach a lot when I don't want to use my mat, like if I'm actually in the sand and the water and I know it'll get wet, because this is not only just a cute little print, it is also a rubber grippy material. So this also helps you to not stick. I literally slide less on this than I do on those other thicker mats. So I don't think you can go wrong with Clever Yoga. It has been my favorite for at least 2 years. I bring it to all my classes. I tell everyone about it. It is my favorite, which is why I wanted to save it for last. So as you can see, they're all in the same little length right here. We have the Manduka is the longest. The second longest, just basically as long, is my Clever Yoga. Then we have the TJ Maxx mat, and the Gaiam is the shortest. So if I take this off cinematic here, you can see that the Gaiam and the Manduka are about as thick. The off-brand TJ Maxx and Go Clever Yoga are very thin. So again, if you need extra cushioning, these ones are probably better. But if you need something where you won't slip and slide, I do recommend the Go Clever Yoga. The last thing I want to point out is how easy this one is to clean. I know some other brands you need like special sprays or they have like all these different instructions, and it just seems arduous to me. If you're consistently practicing, you don't want to have to like clean your mat and have it take 2 hours. So Clever Yoga, all you need is soapy water, like I have on this washcloth, and obviously you'd use a little bit more, but just for demonstration purposes, you simply wipe it down and then let it dry. So warm soapy water is all you need to get the dirt, the grime, the sand, the sweat, the tears, whatever you have baked into your yoga mat, get it out. And then you let it dry and you simply practice again. And it does not lose its slip resistant features the more you wash it. I've had this one for years and we're still going strong. All right, and that concludes our little yoga mat test today of the brands that I currently have, which ones I use more and why, and which ones are better for more support, slip resistant, everything like that. So I hope this helped you, and I have a little discount code if you want to try Clever Yoga, 10% off for you in the description down there. I highly recommend, and I hope you enjoy your next practice.